We're going to make the argument here for the Kansas City Chiefs. We're going to end up doing this with all the teams. We're going to make the argument of why the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl. They are 1.5-point favorites at home against Buffalo this weekend. Sharp Money Action Network expert backing them, but 73% of the money is backing the Bills. We're going to go through some stats and trends and give our thoughts on this. Obviously, the first thing you got to go to is, once again, the Chiefs got the head ref. They've never lost a game in the playoffs with this head ref. Now,
the same guy?
No, I think it's a different dude.
How many different refs have they never lost a game?
Well, that's what I'm saying. They don't lose many games in the playoffs over the last few years, right? I mean, hell, they're back-to-back. They haven't lost in the playoffs since what?
Patrick Mahomes, they never lost a divisional round. So
that's what I'm saying. Warren Sharp put this out there. So, I mean, obviously the referees, and we know they're going to have the referee bias, and everyone's like, there's bad calls in every single game. It just happens to be the Chiefs take advantage of it better than anyone else. Okay, that could be the case. But Warren Sharp put this out there. He says, I saw a crazy stat yesterday on ESPN that I could not believe. The last 4 years over the Chiefs' 11 playoff games, 0 games the Chiefs had more penalties. 10 games opponents had more penalties.
Okay. 10 games.
So in every single one, there's been one game that they've had equal amount of penalties, but 10 of their 11 games.
The amount of penalties. It's about the timing of the penalties that get called in Chiefs games and what allows them to continue to have a chance to win the game and stuff like that.
That's my argument too. It's like they always get that one. Like it's hell. Last week it was 3rd and 11, and then you got that hit the what was his name? Will Anderson Jr. Helmet to the they said his helmet to the head, even though it was to his chest.
His chest, right in the chest, yeah. And those are crucial penalties like that. It doesn't matter that you had 11 false start penalties throughout the course of the game, but you had 2 roughing the passer penalties in the fourth quarter that kept a drive going that allowed you a chance to win the game.
And that's where people would make the argument of, oh, well, they take advantage. You can't, they take advantage of these penalties. You can't give them second chances. It's like a dart player, right? You're not going to give a professional dart player a redo on a throw. He's going to nail that one. That's Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. You give them an extra life, they're going to make you pay.
People need to understand that you should, because they're obviously worth different yards, but not all penalties are created equal in these spots. A pass interference penalty in the first quarter ain't the same as a pass interference penalty in the fourth.
But I would still argue here that it's wild that they have not had one game yet where they've had more penalties called on them than their opponents, especially when we know the right tackle likes to go false start every single play.
He's one of the most penalized. I think he's like top 2 or 3 guys in the league.
And on the playoffs, the refs just go blind.
And here's the thing, man. This is all the more reason to me is why it should be fixed, because now they've got defense. They've got a defense saying, no, we've done all this and stuff like that. And, Goodell's sitting there like, hey, we need a couple extra false start penalties or illegal formations and things like that to make this thing look more one-sided or not so one-sided in that. But you can make up for it late in the game like that. I'm telling you. All this does is provide them with a defense as to why they're not loving the Chiefs.
Yeah, and excuse me. I hate because there's some people out there that be like, obviously most people will go out and say, oh yeah, the refs love the Chiefs, and it really feels that way when it may not be wholly true. It may not be, but that's the narrative, and you are what the narrative is in this league, and it just seems like they get every single call at the right time. And there's actually stats to back that up. So I hate when people want to dismiss it and just say there's just
video footage.
Chiefs hate. You're just Chiefs hater, or you're just a conspiracy theorist and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, there's actually legit stuff here. I mean, you can go look at this article by Warren Sharp that shows it. I mean, there clearly is something going on, and the NFL has a problem. Now, I'm not saying the NFL should go out and be biased against the Chiefs and throw way more flags.
Just call it fair. Just call the game fair. That's all I ever want. Like, I don't care what it is. We know the rules. We've got video replay. We've got all of these things at our disposal that we can get these calls right. That's all I ever want is the call to be right. I don't care who it benefits. I want the call to be right.
That's right. So let's talk about some more things that are going in the Chiefs' favor for this. In January and February, Mahomes is 15-2 straight up at home or in a neutral site game. His only losses coming against Joe Burrow and Tom Brady. He's 43-6 straight up in spots November or later in this one. In the playoffs, Mahomes is 7-0 straight up and ATS when either listed as an underdog or a favorite of less than a field goal, covering the spread by 5.9 points per game. That's scary. Mahomes has won 20 consecutive games outright since the loss to Brady in the playoffs. That's right.
20 consecutive games. Hold on, go back up. Just like go back up.
20 consecutive playoff games.
Okay. Jeez, that's insane, dude.
I believe, right? Since
20 seconds. Mahomes has won 20 seconds hours since the loss to Brady in the play. Yeah, it would have to be playoffs. I mean, obviously. He
Nah,
lost
that one can't be right though. That can't be right.
20
They
consecutive.
lost because they lost in 2020 to Brady in Tampa against Tampa in the Super Bowl. They haven't won every single one since then. They've lost to Burrow since then, haven't they? Yeah. I don't know what that is. That's
Yeah, I don't
weird.
either. That's what I was saying. I was kind of, I don't know. That kind of,
That's fake
I don't know.
news.
Yeah. I think that's right.
Patrick Mahomes has faced Josh Allen 3 times in the playoffs. He's 3-0 straight up in AATS, covering the spread by 6.7 points per game. The over is also 3-0 in those matchups. But during the regular season, Mahomes is 1-4 straight up in ATS. So I mean, all these postseason. I mean, you do have the pressure on the Bills here in this game, and that's another thing that's what we're getting at. The Chiefs have
Pressure on everybody, though.
not with the Chiefs.
Not
They've been
necessarily the
here.
Chiefs, but yeah, I mean,
They're
there's more pressure on
home.
the Bills
They've
and
done this
Josh Allen
before.
than
They
the
know that they own Josh Allen, and they've got way more Pro Bowlers than the Bills. The Bills have Josh Allen. That's it.
And like, you know, like if Patrick Mahomes loses this game, like that doesn't really tarnish the Chiefs' legacy or whatever. If Josh Allen loses this game, people saying a lot of shit.
Fair Use TV says all these men that never played a contact sport in real life, single nom-raised girly men, go Chiefs. Well, all right,
bro. I forgot more about full contact sports than you'll ever know.
That's fun. I love fans. By the way, nice to have you here, Fair Use TV. I love fans.
Yeah, good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Fans are crazy. We love our teams. It's great. I love it, and I love the shit talking. Let's go, baby.
That's right. We
but yes, let's see.
We got thick skin.
Oh yeah. Josh Allen. Let's see. Josh Allen does excel against top defenses, though. But I mean, the main thing here is you got Mahomes on extended rest. You got Mahomes at home. You got the history of Mahomes against Allen in the playoffs, like we said, 3-0 straight up and ATS and covering by a great margin. Hell, even when they were down with 13 seconds left in the game, you know. And you got the Chiefs losing to the Bills this year, which I think
they always do that.
Stats in front of me, but I feel like the team that loses, if you're outside of the division that loses, when you play again in the playoffs, the team that lost usually ends up winning more times than not. From what I remember,
it's bad. Once again, it's hard to beat a good team twice in the same season. There, you know, when you don't have a division team, they only played one time. You know, different things like that. You give Andy Reid extra time to. I feel like it's laying right in front of us, dude. I feel like this one is right here. We've seen this movie before. They're going to give us all these stats, and I want to bet the Bills and go against everything they're saying right here. And they're trying to tell us right now the money's laying on the floor with the Chiefs.
Oh, I want the Bills so bad, but I think I'm just going to put money on the Chiefs because I would rather have money on the Chiefs and the Bills win than have money on the Bills and get screwed by the refs in this game.
You're right. You're right. Because then I'll be double pissed off.
Like if I lose my money because I put it on the Chiefs and the Bills, I'm fine. Whatever.
Then I'm going to be happy because the Chiefs are not going to be there. You're 100% right. We got to bet the Bills. No, we got to bet the Chiefs. Yeah, we got to bet the Chiefs. And then if the Bills win, we don't even care.
Yep, exactly. The weather is projected to be about 25 degrees. It's going to be a cold night game in Kansas City. Mahomes is 13-3 straight up, 11-5 ATS and freezing temperatures. So got that going for him. But you know, Josh Allen's good in cold temperatures too. I mean, let's be honest.
I feel like Kansas is like the coldest state on the planet.
Probably.
I know it shouldn't be that way. I mean, y'all are all farther north and everything like that, but I feel like it gets ridiculously. It gets a lot colder in Kansas City than I realized, I think.
Chiefs lost to the Bills in their previous matchup since 2019. The Chiefs are 24-7 straight up after losing their current opponent in their last meeting. And at home, they're 13-4.
Huh.
Late season home games, Mahomes is dominant. In January and February at home, he's only lost twice. He's 15-2. Only losses came from Joe Burrow and Tom Brady.
Pretty good list.
It's a pretty good list, man. And then he's great as a small favorite or an underdog. Referees tend to favor scoring. Cleet Blakeman will be officiating the AFC Championship game, and 19 total games he officiated for Mahomes and Allen. The over is 13-6 in those games.
We got 47.
I just don't like the over in this game, though. I just don't trust the Chiefs' offense.
I don't trust these totals. Both these totals in these games opened up 48.5, and they both moved like simultaneously, like at the same time. They both moved 47.5. They've just sat there like something weird on these totals. I feel like they're both going to land on like 47 or 48.
Yeah, it is weird. I don't like an over in a Chiefs game because their offense is not built for that. I mean, they haven't scored 30 points in a game all season.
Yeah, but then on the other side, you got the Bills who've scored them in about every damn game. But I don't really like messing with totals in these playoff games like this, dude, because I feel like too much weird shit happens, and they're always right around the number.
Yep. Over the last two seasons, the second half under in the Chiefs game is 29-10. 74% going under the total in the second half by 4.8 points per game. That has to make you like the under in general. If the second half is going to go under by that much, the game total is more than likely going to go under.
Right. Especially you got weather factor. I wonder what the wind looks like, man.
Nah, I don't know yet.
But if the wind, that's obviously a factor, y'all. That's the biggest factor in keeping games under is the wind, not the precipitation, cold, and all that stuff. The wind. So check that. I'm not messing
you got the Chiefs defense at home, cold game, playoff atmosphere. I mean, that's just
ball doesn't travel as well, all that stuff.
Dude, you know what's crazy about this? About these matchups? Both these matchups occurred in week 11.
See, I feel like they're laying the script.
Bills beat the Chiefs week 11, and the Eagles beat the Commanders week 11.
Like, how are we ever supposed to see that? But I feel like the script's just laid out there in front of us if we just dig deep enough.
Yeah, it's there. So, yeah, that's the case for the Kansas City Chiefs to win the Super Bowl and three-peat this year. You let us – I mean, and then, they're going to go to the Super Bowl, and they're going to have the experience over whoever they play, probably the Eagles, right? I mean –
they're going to have the experience over whoever they play.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. And the Eagles, let's be honest, they haven't looked all that great. Hurts has not looked all that great. It's basically been Saquon Barkley, we need you to make some big plays, and that's happened. I don't think you get those big. I know that Eagles offensive line is so good. I don't think you get those big holes against that Kansas City defense like we've seen.
You ain't pushing Chris Jones around like that.
Oh no, that's a game Chris Jones gets up for is the Super Bowl.
Dude, that's the thing. That's what people don't understand is that this is what makes the Kansas City Chiefs so good. The best player on the Kansas City, the most important player in my mind of the Kansas City Chiefs is Chris damn Jones. Because when that guy decides he wants to play and show up, there ain't shit the other team can do about it.
100%.
What up, Scott?
Let us know what you think in the comments below. Do you think the Chiefs are going to do it, or are you rooting against them? Are you rooting against them but still think they're going to end up pulling it off because, the refs and the NFL want Taylor Swift and Chiefs to get another Super Bowl and three-peat? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. We'll catch you guys on the next video.